Have you ever looked at something that's working in your business and thought, that isn't quite right anymore? That was me last year starting Antisocial School, our most successful program, and realizing that it needed a complete rebuild. Not because it failed, but because I changed and so had our clients. In this episode of the Crush the Rush podcast, I'm pulling back the curtain on why we scraped a perfectly good program and rebuilt it from the ground up using client interviews, AI tools, and grassroots strategy. We did it with no big launch, no massive ad spend, just aligned strategy and real community feedback. So if you're wondering if it's worth it to refresh something that already works, then this episode is for you. We're sharing how we did it, what worked, what didn't, and why it is more aligned and one of the most comprehensive programs we have ever built. Hello there. Welcome back to the Crush the Rush podcast. Today's episode is a big one. If I'm being honest, it's like, 9 months in the making, which is crazy. And I'm trying to make it one of the most behind the scenes, transparent episodes we've ever done, because I'm pulling the curtains back on something that I am really, really proud of. If you have been watching or listening to our podcast, I have talked about Antisocial School a lot. So much so that I am honestly like, are we still talking about this? But the answer is yes, because it is the one thing that has really transformed how we run our business, but also how our clients are getting results, how they're bringing in clients, and how they're setting up systems to help them do more of what they love to do. And that's what this podcast is all about. So if you have been following along, we have had the program Antisocial School for 3 years. I have launched it 8 times live. If you are an OG of the podcast, I actually wrote Antisocial School, the program, on the flight back from Europe, which was the first quarterly trip that we took as a family after I left my corporate job. And the reason that we created Antisocial School is because I wanted a program that would sort of bridge the gap. This is like a little behind the scenes strategy between our membership, which is our Crush the Rush Club, which is not necessarily for beginners, but it's a beginner entry point to me. So it's $97 a month. It's what you would expect out of a membership, except you get live access to me. We have themes, all the things. You get the accountability and you get the strategy, but it's more of like a DIY kind of scenario. And then we have our collective co-op program, which is on the complete other side, which is a mastermind type program where we are giving you our team for 9 months to a year to really help you take your business to the next level. And so we kept listening to what everyone was saying. There's got to be something in the middle. And so I talk about this a lot of like that beginner, intermediate, advanced track. It doesn't necessarily mean beginner in business, but it means beginner access to me. So it's like club, Antisocial School, the collective co-op. So Antisocial School ended up being this really cool program that sort of bridged that gap. When you go through Antisocial School, you answer the number one question that I get, and that is, Holly, how do I get people to purchase from me? Like, how do you turn leads into sales? Because I can teach you how to launch. I can teach you how to build the most beautiful product suite. But if you don't have an audience, nothing will happen, no matter how great it is. And so if I can teach you how to build an audience in a way that feels really good and amazing, then when you are in our other programs, all the other strategy makes sense. And so long story short, Antisocial School has become our signature program. We talk a lot about ditching the social drama, and we do it in a very grassroots way. So we're not talking about ads. We're talking about organic ways that you can do this with a small team and a small budget. So yes, the program was already working. It was bringing in clients. It was bringing in consistent income. We were launching it twice a year. And I was like, it's time to redo it. And I think it's one of those things like, why on earth would you scrap something that's working and build it from scratch? And the answer is, I needed to change it for me, which feels very selfish saying, But I knew that teaching it 2 to 3 times a year live was not something that I could sustain, not necessarily from the teaching standpoint, because I love the live teaching and that's still a component of the program, but I didn't want to launch 3 times a year. Like it's a lot. And we're also launching our other programs. And so I knew that I needed to figure out a way where this was our signature program, like what we are known for, but it had to be a little bit easier for me. Also, I knew it could be better. So much has changed with how content and businesses are built since I started. I mean, it's changing all the time, but I knew that I could make it better. And I knew the industry needed something different. And so we completely scrapped something that was 100% working and bringing in income. And I could not be more excited that it's finished and it is so good. I am so proud of it. But what I wanted to do on this podcast is share behind the scenes what we did, why this might be the most transformational thing that I've ever done from a personal standpoint, and like what it looks like now. So that if you have something like this, or you're trying to fill the gap and you want to build something, maybe you can take some notes from it. So first things first, what the heck is different about Antisocial School and what did you do? So we didn't just give it a facelift. I would argue that this podcast is an example of a facelift, right? So we didn't really change a ton. We're changing strategically how we ask questions. We're bringing in different guests. We're getting a little bit deeper. We have new music and like a new cover, but like the essence is still the same. Antisocial School got like, if you think of like a new building, we like completely, what's the big machine that like mows it down, like tore it down and then was like, okay, we're going to start from scratch. And so the first thing that we started out with, what is the heart promise of the program? This is something that my copywriter, Jenny, taught me, and I'm obsessed with it. I use it all the time, but like, what is the heart promise of the program? And so you can use this for anything that you do, whether it's a product, whether it's a service. What is the heart promise? And for us, I had 2 goals. The first goal was at the end of 6 weeks, I want you to have an organic marketing plan that helps you turn leads to sales. So that when you launch, when you sell something, when you're ready to put whatever you want out into the world, you have an audience that loves you and is excited for you that you have something new. So that was our like heart promise. But then I wanted to take everything that I knew and like push it just a little bit further. And so I was like, okay, well, what if we could give you a 24-hour win? Why do you have to wait 6 weeks? And so we built in literally when you join, here's how we're going to get you a win in 24 hours. And I was like, well, can I do this? Like, I don't want to say that I can't do it if I can, or I can't if I can if I can't. And so we really had to strategically look at like what happens from a customer journey when you join our program to when you graduate. And so a lot of it was me like thinking about, well, what do I want the experience to be? How much do I want automated versus how much do I want, myself to do or my team to do? And so the very first thing that we did was sort of map out this roadmap. And within the first 24 hours of joining, we have a system put in place to get you a win in 24 hours. And the win is you're going to have a 90-day plan. So a 90-day marketing plan that you're going to put together in the first 24 hours. And we're going to give you Instagram 3 grid, which if you're part of Antisocial School, we talk about 3, 6, 9 grids and how it's like the magazine of your business. And so we want you to have that updated right away. And so then it was like, okay, so we've got sort of this like module map of how we're going to deliver these 2 promises, the 24-hour promise and the 6-week promise. So I'm going to re-record them and, everything is fresh and streamlined and clear and, the notes are better and the pictures are better and the worksheets are better and all the things. And then I was like, okay, what's our goal here? Oh, we want to take it next level. So how do we take it next level? We actually created an AI bot for each module, every single module. So there's 6 weeks in the program. There's 6 bots. And we created an overall AI bot, AI tool for the whole program. So this is my favorite. This is what like literally transformed the whole process. So I should note that I changed the program and I taught it live in the spring of this year so that anything that like needed updating or fixed, I could do. But every single bot is like a micro assistant, if that makes sense. And so each module, inside the module, there's like one outcome that we want you to put together. So as an example, one of the outcomes is, what is your 30-day content plan? What does that look like? And so we actually loaded up a custom bot that helps you map out your 30-day goals, your revenue goals, and your content plan. And so we're teaching you how to do it. And then we're layering in these AI tools to help you create it even faster. So you're not spending your time like, oh, I need to write this. I have so much content. I don't know what to do with it, right? Like the bots help you create. So then when you come to the live calls, they're execution questions, not creation questions. I mean, of course, we'll help you create whatever you want live, but this was such a game changer because it's actually saving me time and you time at the same time because you're coming to the calls that we have ready to go. You already have examples to show me. You already have things that you've created. You've already implemented the methodology that we're teaching you because we've created these assistants to help you do it. And you could do it so much faster. And so this was really just a game changer for our students because I noticed that they started coming to the live Q&A calls with different questions. They were deeper questions. They were more intentional questions. And it's because they were getting through the homework faster. So that was a really huge change. And then the last change that we made, because again, when I originally taught the program, you got between 6 to 8 weeks of support with some implementation weeks in between. We changed it to 3 months of support. And the reason we did that is because what I had found teaching it multiple times is people want and crave time to actually do the thing, and they crave space to implement. And so this was huge for us because I'm giving you more time and we're layering in time to ask questions. So you don't have to get it all done in the first week or the second week, because guess what? We already got you a 24-hour win and we know you're going to get this 6-week marketing plan at the end. And so the bottom line is this is not a course. It is an experience, like a top level experience with support. And so the last thing that I did, again, because I was like, okay, well, how do I take it next level? I wanted to keep all the customizations that I had in the live launch version. So it's still a live course because you're getting our support, but you could join anytime. So you don't have to wait for our next launch to join. But I wanted to keep that personalized support behind the scenes. And so we went deep into systems of how I can do that and serve you anytime that you need it. And so we're using a mix of ClickUp and our custom community and Kajabi and things like mail. Like I am sending you things in the mail. That's something that our current students love. Like there's stickers, there's gear, there's graduation gifts, there's ways to speak with me live every single week. And that piece I didn't want to take away, but I wanted to automate it in a way where we didn't have to wait for the next launch for somebody to join, because so often we would get somebody on the wait list and they're like, but I want this right now. And so I was like, okay, great. It's here. It is not a course. It is an experience. And let me tell you, it is something that is really amazing. But the personalized support behind the scenes, the live interaction, the actually getting mail from me with handwritten notes, all of that stayed. And I think that's what really takes it next level. And so I think this is something that I would encourage you to think about is what's the ultimate roadmap of the program or the product that you're delivering? What's the customer experience that you want? How do you make it personal? And how do you take it next level? I would get an idea and then I was like, okay, I want to take it a step further. How do I take it a next step further to make it even more awesome? And so hopefully it's a really amazing experience and relationship between you and I as you go through this process, but also we're introducing you to our community. We're introducing you to everyone else that has gone through Antisocial School. And I'm just so excited to roll this out as our signature program. So a couple of other things that we did behind the scenes that might help you this season as you're designing new things is with every new program or product comes a new funnel. And the word funnel has been, I think that's like all I've focused on in the last couple of months. But what this means is, of course, there's funnels for like freebies and when you download things, but we created a funnel for the whole course. So when you join the course, there's actually an 8-week funnel that you're a part of that we built from scratch, helping you experience the course to the highest level. And so this was really important because I want to make sure that you get results. I want to make sure that I'm answering the questions that you're asking, right? And that we have ways that we can stay in contact. And so we automated all of that. And the way that we did that was client interviews and voice of customer research. So my copywriter, Jenny, this past spring, went through all of our graduates and all of our clients and did real life in-person interviews, asking them what they liked about the program, what they didn't like about the program, who would they recommend it to, what challenges did they have. And we took all of that and we incorporated it into the course, but we also incorporated it into this 8-week funnel, which is crazy. But it's really cool to see as people are going through it, because there's ways now, depending on where you're at in the course, that it's super customized of hey, go ask this question in our community or hit reply and we'll help you audit XYZ, whatever you're working on. And so it's a mix of going into the community and giving you homework and helping you stay focused, but also hey, we're here. You could just hit reply and we'll get back to you, but it's customized to when you start, which is really cool. The next thing that we did is our entry point into Antisocial School. So if you're following along, we were live launching this every other quarter, sometimes 3 times a year. And we might still live launch it again. I don't know. But I wanted something that if you wanted this right now, here's how you could do it. So again, my question was, well, how do you take this next level? And so instead of doing here's 3 ways that you can build a client attraction strategy, I recorded a brand new live workshop. You can take it for free. It's at hollymariehaines.com/workshop. And it's paired with our Ditch the Social Drama private podcast. So we pair them together. You can listen to the private podcast, which is something you guys have probably all listened to. If you haven't, it's part of the workshop. But now there's a live workshop in front of it. And inside the workshop, we say in the notes, this is not a listen for 30 minutes in the car type of workshop. This is you're going to sit down and by the time you leave, you're going to have a client attraction strategy and ideas of what to do next. So we wanted to take the workshop next level of if you are really interested in doing this, this is different. And hopefully that mimics what you get when you're inside Antisocial School. So the takeaway here is what is your entry point of getting people to purchase your product or service? But then what happens, right? What's the selling part? What happens after they join the workshop or whatever entry point you have at the top of your funnel? For us, we wanted to make the experience different. That's kind of the theme here. And so we shortened the whole thing. So if you've gone through, you download something and then maybe you get emails for a week or 2, I think right now you might get 5 or 6 emails from us. We used to do 20 emails. And, the metrics are still compiling because this is very fresh. But I feel we're in a season where if you're going to sit through a workshop that I just explained to you is so different than anything that you've done, I don't need 17 emails to try to convince you. It's either here you go, let me help you, or here's some more free things and let's be friends and stay in contact. And so we really tried to shorten the experience, but also we customized it. So we're using a new software, and if you watch the workshop, you get one set of emails. If you don't watch the workshop, you get another set of emails. And so it's not a one-size-fits-all experience, which is the whole point of our new program. It's not a one-size-fits-all experience. We want to make it as customized as we possibly can, and we want the experience to be a wow for you. And so it's not your traditional launch emails. They're packed with questions and hand raiser type style prompts and playlists and bonus resources and even bots. And so if you decide after you watch the workshop that you're not ready for our new Antisocial School, we have other options for you. And so we were able to pull out standalone offers from Antisocial School for those of you that aren't ready yet. And so that's just been really fun to see. The goal of this podcast was to walk you through things as they're happening live. And so part of our strategy is to have this evergreen model. And I think the interesting thing is my friend Katie, who's on our team right now, was like, evergreen is not passive. Evergreen means you're not launching live, but you still have to pay attention to it. And so what we've done is said, hey, maybe once or twice a year, we're going to host a very seasonal type workshop that leads into anti-social school. But if you're not ready for it, that's great. We've got a million other things that you can do. And the workshop and the free workshop itself is worth it to me for you to get to know me and learn how we teach. And so how did we pull this all together? Well, we started building this in March. I taught it live. We made some adjustments. We rolled it out during holidays, which was July, as one of our bonuses, just to get a couple of people in to see like, okay, how's it going? Do we need to adjust anything? And of course, we saw some things that we needed to adjust. And now we're testing it grassroots style. And so we didn't do a massive launch. Instead, we quietly rolled out a custom affiliate program. And so my focus over the last couple of months was to partner with women who had audiences who I thought would be a great audience to consume Ditch the Social Drama, our workshop and our private podcast. But also I wanted it to be like a gift to them because I do feel like you can get a lot from it. It's not an average workshop. And so we put together a very robust affiliate program, but super, super simple. And so we had, I think right now we have 15 partners who have been sharing since August, since the beginning of August and going now through the end of the year. Our goal is they send 2 emails to their list. We gave them the emails. We even created an AI bot to help them make the emails customized. What that's done for us is it's gotten people into our funnel. It's helped us grow our email list. It's helped us gather feedback. Yes, we've had some sales and we're working out the kinks in real time. And then we upped our affiliate payout for the season. So we really wanted to push into this to see how it works so that we can make changes. And it's been really fun. It's been way less stressful. It's very grassroots. It's very intentional. And knock on wood, I think it's working. We have had some sales. We're still very new into it. But why am I telling you all this? Like, why am I breaking down this whole process? Because I want you to see that just because something is working doesn't mean that you should stick with it forever. And this was really hard for me. I knew in my gut we had to change it. I also knew in my gut that we needed a signature program to bridge the gap between the club and the co-op. And I knew in my gut that this was it. And I knew if I could like knock it out of the park and slow down a bit, which was really hard because it was a big, big project, then I would have something that would stand the test of time. And so that's takeaway number 1. Takeaway number 2 is you can rebuild an offer very simply by just listening to your audience first. Their words are always going to resonate with them, right? So like slow down, do some interviews, ask your clients what they are thinking, have a focus group if you don't have clients yet, but really use what people are asking for. And then last but not least, you don't need a giant launch to test your funnel, right? So we started super small. We've partnered with people that we trust. We are making it a win-win for everyone. And so it's been really amazing to think about the impact that we've had on their audiences, but also just being able to reconnect and help them share what we're doing and how we've been able to help each other. And so I want to give you a really quick case study to help you figure out, okay, if I really wanted to change a program or create a new product, what would this look like? So I'm going to use a health coach example because we have a lot of health and fitness people that listen, women that listen, and I think it's a big industry, right? So let's say that you've been running the same 6-week group program for the last 2 years. It works, but maybe here's the problem. Like half your clients don't finish the modules. Like your Q&A calls maybe are like super basic and you want it to be a little bit deeper. And I mean, here's the kicker. Maybe you're bored of teaching the same thing over and over and over again. So what do? Interview your clients. Ask the past 5 students what they loved, what they skipped, what they wish they had. And you might learn that they don't need 6 modules. Maybe they need 3 really strong ones, or maybe they need a different type of support, and then rebuild with the support in mind. So maybe instead of another course, you repackage it as like a 90-day experience. Maybe there's some sort of like, I don't know, I'm making this up, like meal planning bot, or I already did this, now what kind of questions, or you have like a library of frequently asked questions so they can watch things as they need it. But then when they come into the live calls, you can go much deeper with them. And then test it grassroots style. I mean, this is my favorite tip of the episode, but you don't need a giant launch. Like, let's reach out to 3 peers who also share the same audience. Ask them to share it for you with an affiliate commission and see what happens. Just test it, like just little baby steps. And the outcome of this is really fun because now you've got a refreshed program that excites you to run. It feels good. It's saving you time. You have clients who are supported at a deeper level, and you have proof of concept without throwing a huge public launch. So the benefit for me for doing this is more students, which is great, more automation, which is great, but I have more time to serve at a higher level. And hopefully the benefit for you is like, this is a program that is unlike anything else out there. So if you want to check it out, you can go to hollymariehaines.com/antisocial. We have some really fun bonuses for the holiday season, including our brand new holiday lab, which includes free calls with me to help you map out your end of the year client attraction and sales strategy. And we have some new bots coming that are going to help you build your holiday campaign. So I am excited for you guys to apply this strategy. But in terms of like some final thoughts, I would say that rebuilding Antisocial School wasn't about fixing something broken. It was about creating something better. So something that I really believe in, something that has worked for us, something that can serve you more, something that's sustainable, something that is very life first focused without relying on social media. So I'll leave you with this thought, and that is, where in your business are you settling for good enough? What's one thing that maybe you can rebuild, not necessarily from scratch, but from a place of alignment that could make everything better for both you and your clients?